All right, another episode. I'm not sure what episode this is, but it's gonna be a good one. We have Elisia Savoca. How you
Yo,
doing?
I'm good, bro. I'm really excited about everything that's happening right now. I just released a single called Salt, and it's fucking like this is my first time like honestly releasing something that like I fully wrote myself, and it's a really fun record, and yeah, it's really cool.
It is a fun record. It kind of gives me a like a Quentin Tarantino kind of vibe. Like
Yes.
if
Oh my
Quentin Tarantino
gosh,
was a
that's so
singer, like
awesome.
that would be Salt. So
Wow. Oh my gosh. Thank you.
yeah,
Shit.
of course. I mean, that's the first thing I
My
noticed.
ego.
Like a Wild Wild West kind of, that
Wow.
vibe. Oh,
Yes. No, literally like I think it's so funny. I found like I don't know if you watched the video, but
mhm.
I found this particle layer overlay for a video, and while I was editing it, and I put it over like everything like after I edited everything, and I was like, this looks like snow, but it literally looks like a Quentin Tarantino movie. Like I had the frame kind of come in like this way,
Yeah.
and wanted it to kind of like symbolize. Like I really love. I don't know if you know who Wes Anderson is, but I oh my god, he's like you have to watch his movies like Moonrise
Okay.
Kingdom, Fantastic Mr. Fox, the Tenenbaums. Like literally, it's just like art. Like I don't I see it as a movie, but like more so art, and I really appreciate that. Like I
Mm.
think there's something like there to like directing. I think Quentin Tarantino, of course, is definitely an artist in so many ways. I think that directors can definitely take from like Wes Anderson and Quentin Tarantino because it's just so creative. But anyways, go on. Next question.
I agree. I
Sorry.
agree. It's like, wow, this sounds like a classic Western, like a movie
Wow.
soundtrack kind of thing. I'm like, oh, Quentin
No.
Tarantino.
Yeah,
Well,
no. The sample we used a loop sample from Frank Dukes, and I didn't orchestrate that at all. Of course, I'm not like that genius. But like yeah, this dude he we had like a whole loot pack of like everything, and yeah, it was super sick. It was a great time. um but yeah, man, honestly, like I don't know, like that's crazy you're comparing me to like
nah,
that's crazy. But
exactly.
thank you.
Of course.
Fuck.
Well, how did
um
that let's talk about, on keeping on Salt, how did that, track come together from the lyrics to the music video to the production, all that good stuff?
so like honestly, I was seeing this guy, and that day was just not a good day. Like I was going through it that day. Like
Mm.
I remember like I was crying. I I was with the guy that day, but like something happened where we just got in like an argument. It was just not cool, and like and like I don't know, like it hurt a lot because I was
Yeah.
like, I really like this guy, but like we had a disagreement, and it like sucks. Shit happens, of
Mhm.
course. But I got in the studio, and I just was like, the producer I was working with, Troy Samuel, freaking crazy ass producer. Um, I was just like so sad. And I also had a session with my homie Elijah, and he is from San Diego like me, and
Mhm.
he's in a band called Foxtide, and we were supposed to do a session that day, and we did a song together, and then he left back to San Diego, and it was just me and Troy, and I was like telling Troy like all these things. I was just like, oh my god, I literally feel like shit right now. And he's like, okay, let's write a song about it. And I was like, all right. And so like I like Troy's one of those people where like he could just sit there, and I just like kind of like get his energy and his vibe like
Yeah.
instantly, and like I kind of like it's weird to say this, but like I feed off of it. Like that
Mhm.
sounds so fucking weird, but like when you're in a room and you have that energy, and it's like, okay, like I get the vibe now, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
totally.
So like I heard the loop, and I was like, Troy, we have to fucking use this loop. Like it's crazy. Like this shit is crazy. And he was like, all right, let's do it. And so like I got in, and what I usually do is I record a voice memo, and I record melodies, and I just do random things, and like just kind of pick like after I record the voice memo, I pick out some stuff, and then I write lyrics. And the first thing I got was I hate the nightlife because all I do is think of you. And I just like, I remember that night I was just laying in my bed, like the night before I was laying in my bed, and I was thinking about the guy, and I looked up at my ceiling and I was like, yo, like I can't stop thinking about you, and this is fucking annoying, and I don't like this. And I love liking people, but sometimes I just like I get so consumed by like other people. Like I can like and it sounds terrible to say that, but I just like allow people in my life so vividly to just kind of like rearrange everything in my life just for that one person. And like I've had so many guys do that to me and just doesn't work out. So I'm like learning still, but you know, basically I was like sitting in my room and I was just like thinking about that. And then the next line is nothing but serenading, because nothing but serenading and all the typical you that I see right through. And basically he would always call me and FaceTime me because he lived in LA. I lived in San Diego. So I was just like, he would call me up on FaceTime and like serenade me. And I like literally fell for him. Like if you do that to me, you stole my fucking heart. Like I don't even care. Like I've like never had an experience with a musician. Like I've never like had anything. It's so weird. I've never had a relationship like or anything pertaining to a relationship with a musician. So it was very different for me, and it was a whole different experience. Anyways, he would serenade me all the time, and I was just like, fuck, like this is so sick. And but you know, there's always something underlying that, and guys like to, you know, get in your pants, and it's not usually like about the fact that I like you. It's about the fact that like, no, I want to do things for you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, this interview is explicit.
Oh yeah, no, it's totally cool. The first 5 seconds are just like all the episodes.
It's a lot. Like I'm so honest with people. I don't give a shit. You know, like I'm literally like, you can know everything about my life. The other guy's probably gonna feel like shit. I'm not telling his name, but like, you know what I'm saying? He's probably gonna be like, fuck this shit. Anyways, so basically, yeah, like it's more pertaining to this guy, but I also like wrote it about, you know, like kind of during that time I was like kind of moving to LA. So it was kind of like a blend between the two. Like I was growing up at the same time. I got out of a relationship. Like this guy comes into my life. He was playing like kind of a role of like the Don Juan, you know what I'm saying? Like just really taking my heart, stealing my heart away.
The romantic.
Yeah, the romantic. And I like that, you know, and I was like really down with it, but it was kind of a distraction in the sense of like, it was like he took me out of reality, and I really liked that. And it was like Salt was kind of like one of those things where I just got out of a relationship and I was going through some shit, and this guy comes in and like rescues me, you know, and like I'm just like not having to think about any of that, and like the fact that like he's here right now and I like can like just do my own thing. It's just like really nice and comforting, you know. And Salt is kind of like, just put some salt in the wound, everything will heal soon, is more like it's a saying, you know, like my mom used to tell me that when I was younger. And like it's like a saying, like adding more to the situation, like basically like you're just trying to distract yourself from what's going on, so you put salt in the wound, which is like terrible. Don't ever fucking do that.
Yeah.
Fucking terrible.
Tell me twice.
Yeah, don't do that. But you know, like basically it's like you're you know, you're adding more to the situation, but it hurts more. You know, like it's not healing you, it's hurting. But you know, I'm telling myself it's going to heal. You know, I'm telling myself that it's going to get better. But it's not, because I'm distracting myself from everything. I'm not facing it like a real woman. I'm not doing it. You know, but I'm just kind of like it's one of those things where you know, like, it's a saying. So I mean, I don't know if you've ever heard that saying, but I've heard it a fuck ton in California. Like, that's like, everybody says that shit here. But you know, it's like adding more to the situation, and then you're just getting nothing back. So that's what happened to me. And it's pretty much what Salt is about. So
okay. See,
yeah.
I'm from Texas, so like I've only been in California for a few months, so maybe like, you know, I still got to be
Right
more
on.
local until I hear that
Right.
song.
Right.
But
Yeah. Yeah.
I've also heard though, well, you know, just doing a little bit of research, I
No, go ahead.
found a video of a 15-year-old girl singing a
Oh,
song called Tide.
oh fuck.
Is that
Yeah.
you?
Yeah, that is me.
Okay, that was crazy. Like that's it.
Oh, really?
That
Thank you.
yes, that was really good. Like I'm like, holy shit! Like, did you write that? You wrote that yourself and all that?
Yeah. Yeah, I wrote it myself. That was also about a guy.
They kind of pattern going on here.
Yeah, there's a little, you know, every song is just about one of them bitches, you know what I'm saying? But no, yeah, so that video actually was filmed after I went on a run with my family. We went on a hike actually with my family, and we got back and I was like sweating, and we were doing a band practice, and I was in this band called Natural Disaster, and this is actually, nobody asked me about this. Thank you.
I was impressed.
No, yeah, this is like a Nardwuar interview. I love Nardwuar.
A couple times. Yeah, that's a goat right there.
The goat, bro. But
Yeah.
so basically, like, yeah, I came back from this run, and I was like sweating, and my parents dropped me off at this band practice, and it was with this band I was working with at the time called Natural Disaster, and we would play like rock covers, and we never really had any originals. But the film crew that was in that day, we would always practice at Rock and Roll San Diego, which is this school, like it's like a school of rock kind of, but we would always practice there because they had big practice rooms and they'd let us practice there. And so basically we were practicing, and then this film crew comes in and they're like, yo, this band dipped out on us. They were supposed to come and film with us in the other room. Do you guys want to do a video? And I was just like, we were all like, fuck yeah, like, of course. Like, and basically we did one with the band, and it was just like Jackson, who was the singer in the band at the time, like with me. He was a bassist and a singer. He did one with Natural Disaster, and then like my mom was there, and she was like, Elisia, like, you should do one by yourself. And I was like, okay. And I was like, let's do it. So like I picked up a guitar, and it was my friend's Les Paul that he had, and oh my god, Les Pauls are gorgeous guitars, just great ass guitars, but expensive as shit. But he had an Epiphone, which is like the Mexican version of the Les Pauls. But basically I picked up the guitar, I started playing, and then I just like was singing my song Tide. Tide was written a while ago at that time. It was kind of written about my first like love, not really love, but like first guy that I was like interested in and like wanted a relationship with. And so basically I can't remember like the song word for word, but I just remember like this song was kind of like, you're pulling me in, but I'm kind of trying to push back, you know, because I don't think you're a good guy, you know, like I think there's a lot of things you're doing that are questionable, you know.
I see.
But yeah.
What's that? Go on.
Oh, no. I just, but yeah.
I got you. I mean, I was going to say, like, that song, I don't know, like, I love, like, if that song was on iTunes, I would be listening to it over and over and over.
Oh, shit. I know, yeah. Actually, there's, like, a couple of, like, people. I don't really, that's one thing, too, like, I just want to put out there is, like, I don't really call my fans. Like, I call them friends, because I think that fans gives people a really bad name. It's, like, disconnecting the two from, like, it's like you're separating, like, you know, the real connection between the music and the people, you know, like like really like a friendship. But anyways, I also think it's a friendship because if you relate to my music, then we're friends, you know, we went through the same shit, you know, like we're homies then, you know.
I
But
got you.
yeah, I got you. You're the homie. So
Hold on, let me
basically,
grab some water real quick.
oh yeah, I got you. I have water here.
You gotta have the water.
Yeah, for real though.
Okay.
But basically, now you can see my face. I literally look like
It's
such
fine.
trash right now.
You look A-okay. Don't even sweat it.
Thanks, A press. But yeah, so basically, like, a lot of people have been like saying the same thing, kind of like you were saying. Like, a lot of people have been wanting that song out for like a while, and I've just been putting it off because that was the first song I wrote, and then after that I kind of gave up on writing, and I would I started working with this one producer, and it was constantly like he was pushing me to be like more like writing more, but it was more advice taking over my like whole freedom of like music, you know, like he did help me out a lot, but yeah, it was like, yeah.
No,
I just had a lot of opinions going everywhere. Like I had like him, and then I had my mom, and like my mom was involved, and she's like, "You can say that in this song," and I was like, okay. You know? So I was like underage as fuck, so I couldn't talk about anything. You know, like it was just kind of shit. But you know, but yeah. So yeah, a lot of people have been wanting that out, but you know. One day.
We're in that studio, and it's like, you know, I got some extra time on my hands. Might as well.
Right. I got you. Good for you, man.
Back of your head. Yeah, I would not mind at all. Well, let's, I guess, backtrack a little bit further from you at 15. What got you, what got you into music? You're talking about you're already in a band at 15, so like.
Yeah. So basically, oh man, I started music when I was like 13. So basically my journey with that was like, I was a shower singer. My dad would like hear me in the shower, and he was like, you need to like get on a stage. And my whole ass neighborhood was like involved in music. Like their parents were like, you need to play piano, or you need to do this. And my mom actually started to give me piano lessons, and I liked piano, but I also didn't like piano that much because I love a rhythmic guitar that I can just kind of like hit it and like have a beat kind of while I'm playing. I don't know. It's a weird thing with me. I love piano, but like I'm not that great at it where I can like kill it, you know? Like I think it's like guitar and bass and like all that good stuff. Like I'm not like a fucking professional. I could never pull that out of my ass where I could just like go to Juilliard for guitar. Like never. Like I'm not, I can't play like Lady Gaga or anything, you know what I'm saying? But you know, she was actually a big role model for me because I remember like being a kid, my mom would always like, a lot of people tell me that I look like Lady Gaga, and like I come from a Sicilian American family, which if you don't know where Sicily is, Italian American, but not a lot of people know what's up, but you know what I'm saying?
But not to throw anybody off.
Yeah, it does. You know, but yeah, so my dad, like music was always surrounding me. My dad would play Fleetwood Mac all the time, and you know, AC/DC and Metallica. Like he was more metalhead than like my mom. My mom was ABBA, pop. She was very pop. Beach Boys, surfer girl from California. My dad's from East Coast, Jersey. You know, like two different sides, polar opposite. Actually, my dad's in Texas right now, which is funny. Yeah, he's in where is he? I forgot where he was, but he's somewhere in Texas. So.
All right. It's got to be nice over there. It's like 70 degrees and, you know, no clouds, nice and sunny.
Yeah. You know what's up. Yeah, for real. But, yeah, so, yeah, basically my dad's from Jersey, my mom's from California, and I got very polarizing opinions. My dad's he's not Catholic, but, you know, he's he was raised Catholic, so a lot of conservative opinions. My mom was a very free, wild girl, surfer girl from California. fun fact, she almost went pro, which is really cool. I like always like pull that on people. I'm like, yeah, my mom almost went pro for surfing. Bitch. Anyways, what were you saying? What was the question I'm going to answer it specifically now?
How did you get into music?
Oh my god. All right. So my mom and my dad both grew up two polarizing worlds. They grew up with two different types of music. That kind of caused me, that was like a catalyst for everything. Then you got my neighbors who are great musicians. Just like as kids, you know, everybody wants their kid to like play an instrument. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
So growing in that neighborhood, like I would go over to my neighbor's house and we'd play like, you know, we'd have a drum set and a bass and like all that shit. And then I'd be singing, you know. Then we had a karaoke machine around the house. You know, you know, like the Adele album 21, I would literally like, sing like so loud to that song. I would literally have shows in my backyard. Like I would have a karaoke machine and like a mic. And we'd set up chairs, and it was like we have this like deck, kind of. It looks like a stage, and me and my friends pretended we were like Katy Perry, Adele, you know, like we were just pretending like, you know, we were like superstars, and it was like super cute, and like we were just like, we loved it, you know, like that was super fun to us, even though there was like no one in the crowd, you know, it was like my mom and my dad, but you know, it was great. True. I loved it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
it's cool how you had that, you know, had that growing up, like your whole neighborhood essentially, like it's kind of your outlet.
Oh, yeah. Fuck yeah, it was great. And then I remember I went to this one show one night where it was like a School of Rock. Literally, it's called School of Rock, and like my friends were playing in their band, and I remember like going to this thing. It was like at a warehouse. It was so fucking cool. I remember like I was like, this is so sick, and they were like playing the Beatles and like Cream, and you know, like all these really fucking old cool bands that I was just like, yeah, this is so sick. I told my mom, I was like, I want to fucking do that, and she was like, all right, let's go. And basically, like, I just signed up to School of Rock was like the first thing, and then I transferred to Rock and Roll San Diego, and then I started to actually pursue music. But yeah.
Okay.
Yep. there you go.
I see that. I mean, that's really cool. I mean, I feel like you're really lucky to have that kind of. I'm just thinking because, like, if I had band practice and if I proposed band practice, you know, when I was like 15 something years old,
my
mom was like, hell no, like not in my house, you know, like
stage moms.
There's no way like that would pass. But that's really cool. Like, that's really awesome. And now I'm starting to make a little bit more sense of how you're 15 and you're already writing these songs. And I say, like, what is a 15-year-old doing writing a song like that? Like, that is, I imagine that would be like a Green Day kind of like, what's a song called? Brain Stew, I think it's called. I don't know, it's like a classic Green Day. I don't know, whatever. But like,
I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like kind of deep and like, you know, guitar-y, for lack of a better word.
Yeah, I was listening to a fuck ton of folk. Like, so much folk, like Tide, like I still listen to folk. I love folk so much, but folk me up, bro. But basically, yeah. Hey, you got it.
Camp? Yeah,
fuck me up. Oh no, folk me up, bro. Sorry, my language, bro. I need to cut it out. I like.
Nah, that's cool.
Fleet Foxes is probably the most. Oh my God. I remember, I think that day I was like, I don't know. I'm like stuttering a lot right now. I'm like so excited to say this because nobody like ever asks me about my music and like ever. But you know, like Fleet Foxes is probably one of the most influential bands in my life. Like literally, like I listen to them every day. And like, I don't know if you got the Spotify Artist of the Decade, you know, but Fleet Foxes was mine, so.
Okay. Fleet Foxes?
Yes. Oh my God, bro. Literally, like, dude, harmony wise, like just arranged, like so arranged, like everything's arranged. You'll get the vibe of like Salt kind of in like that category of Fleet Foxes. Like you'll kind of like be like, oh, okay, I get it now. But you know, like I swear, dude, like yeah, I was listening to a lot of folk, and I was just like those, but I'm telling you right now, folk artists are the ones that have the best lyrics. Someone told me country is one of those. I agree to a certain extent. I don't really like country that much, honestly, like, and I don't hate on anybody that does. I think it's a great genre, you know, like I totally get it. But yeah, no, I love folk music so much because it's so calming. Like, you know, it's just like you're in like reality, but it's like you're in a really good state of mind. And you know, I'll go on a walk somewhere. The other day I went on a hike, and I was like, I don't know if you follow my Instagram, but
I do.
I saw on the there we go. I saw, like, I don't know if you saw my story, but I was like talking about, like, I was talking to you guys, and I was like, I feel so good right now. I was listening to Fleet Foxes in that moment too, and I was like looking at the mountains, and there was snow on the mountains, and I was like looking in this view, and I was like, yes, like I was meditating. I was just, it was so freaking nice. But yeah, man, honestly, like, love them. They have been really influential in my writing. I think like it took me a while to come out of like the whole pop era. Like, I don't know if you saw like one of you like on my Spotify. I hate that EP so much. I'm just like, it's not like if you listen to like Masterpiece and Salt, so different.
I was gonna ask you about that. I'm like, okay, so you have Masterpiece, then you have Salt, and then I'm gonna say like it's a much different sound from
so different.
So I'm like, what's going on? So as far as your like sound goes, like, you know, moving forward, like how would you say you're trying to mold yourself? You know, like, I don't want to like relate yourself to another artist. That's kind of whack. Like,
oh no, you're no way. I think it's great to relate to another artist because I think you're giving a lot of people credit for their work, and I think that's a beautiful thing, you know. I would say, I guess like a Kali Uchis. Do you know Kali Uchis? Kali Uchis, like Tyler, the creator. I'm trying to think of like other people because I listen to so many people now. It's kind of like crazy, like to think of like identify. It is like hard to identify myself with someone else, but of course Gwen, Amy, those are kind of like all my inspirations. I'm just listing those, but I think a more Amy, like if Amy was urban, like that's probably yeah. But yeah, dude, like also Amy is like a big ass inspiration to me. Like I love her album Frank, like is the best album ever, and October Song is really great. I had like a friend of mine be like, yo, like you should like cover October Song, and I was like, bro, like I got you in 2 seconds. Yeah, anyways, yeah, that's pretty much I think the route I'm trying to go.
Yeah. Good route to go down. And so what about, I mean, it's already December. Okay. Well, what about, I'm gonna ask you what do you have left for 2019, but like that's not it's what, how many days?
Literally like 3 weeks, I think.
Yeah. So what about 2020 instead of 2019?
All right, 2020, a lot of shit's coming, bro. I'm telling you right now. Like, I'm so excited. Like, that's another thing too, is like artists don't take enough pride in their work for like what they do, you know, because as artists, it takes a lot to kind of dig into those like really harsh emotions and like kind of bring that out of yourself, and like not a lot of people can like do that, and like that's a lot of like props, you know, like props to the people that can do that. Like I have like so much respect. I also have a lot of respect for those people that like listen and like have an open mind, you know, for art, you know, and that like hold a space for that, you know, and like that's really fucking honestly like so amazing. But 2020, man, oh my God, I have so many songs in my like, I don't know if you know what a box file is, but like it's like it's like a Yeah, it's like an app where you can like
Yeah.
put a bunch of shit in there. So basically, I have a bunch of songs that I've done with like amazing producers. Amazing. Like they make me sound good. Oh my god. And like they're just great people and genuine ass people. Like I honestly cannot work with someone that just like is a dick, you know? I mean, you can't really tell who someone's a dick, but like, you know, if they're like being assholes to you, of course,
Yeah.
and they're acting like they're too important. Hell no.
Yeah.
So fuck out of here. I don't need that shit. But, you know, like it's one of those things that like it's like it matters when people are so genuinely friendly with you when you walk into a studio, and like it's crazy. I'll be in a session with someone sometimes and they'll just act like they're higher than me or above me, and I just kind of like, you know what, we're all fucking equal. Like I don't fucking understand what your trip is, but you know what, I'm out here with these awesome producers and these great artists, and I'm so glad that I'm here with them. You know, like I stand with those people. You know, I don't stand with people that act like they are the shit all the time. Like, fuck out of here. Like, I get it. You have pride. You have fucking, you know, I get it. But there's a fine line with being cocky and having pride in yourself. And I think being a cocky person is just someone that thinks that they're higher than everybody else. And it doesn't matter. So there you fucking go. But yeah.
Words of wisdom, right? Wisdom, right there. I said wisdom.
Words of wisdom.
Well, okay. Before I ask you this next question, because this will be the final question.
Okay.
The final question. I wanted to ask. Well, yeah. Is there anything else that I missed that you like to like shout out that you want to talk about?
Yeah, I have a album coming out December 13th. Ooh. I haven't really talked about it that much, which is
I did not know.
Not that good, but I'm trying to stop myself from saying album because it's not an album, it's an EP. It's like 7 songs. So but I love this EP. I'm really excited about it and I hope you like it. And it's called Glitch. So it's kind of like taking a break from society rules and all that shit and kind of breaking from society and becoming your own person and like being 18 and all that stuff. You kind of have to be responsible and all these things, and like I had to learn a lot of shit, and it's kind of a summary of all that and kind of like taking that power back of like being like, I'm here now, and I have respect for everybody that was in this process with me. And yeah, it's just kind of like breaking from society norms and just kind of like doing me, you know? But yeah, dude, all the songs, and there's 7 songs on there. I'm super excited about it. It's going to be a really fun ride. And yeah, there's just going to be a lot of good things happening. So I'm really excited. Yeah.
Is it gonna sound more like Masterpiece and Salt, or maybe?
Yeah, some of the songs on there are pretty like. There's like one song on there that is called "Bad Bitch Motto." So
okay.
It's so funny. So, but like people are like, "What the fuck?" And then they listen to the song and it's like, "Oh, okay, I get it." But that's one of the songs that I personally feel like are really strong because I feel like it's kind of taking back the power of like all these people like kind of saying like in like songs that they're gonna go fuck your bitch, and I just took that by being a woman and saying I'm gonna go fuck your bitch.
Put the tables on them. I like it.
I turned the tables on you bitches. I just fucking told you.
Oh man, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be on the lookout for that for sure.
Hey, yes, please.
And then to finally wrap it up, I just asked like kind of an out of the blue question. Oh, you disappeared, but it's okay.
Oh yeah, no, I'm back. Sorry, my phone was like on low power mode. I didn't know it was gonna do that, but
don't worry about it. So, final question is: if you had, let's say, you're on summer vacation and you have a blank check to do whatever you want, what would you do for the perfect day?
If I had a check to do whatever I want.
Yeah.
I think I just make music, which is really weird to say because I don't know what I do with money. I'm just like, I need to think about it. But I would go to a strip club. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Okay. I'd probably give to charity, honestly. If I had like $1 billion, I'd give to charity.
If you had $1 billion, you just give it all to charity. You wouldn't spend a dime? No way. No way.
Music and charity. I mean, of course, I'd give to charity, of course. I'm actually playing tomorrow at a Little Voices charity event. Common's gonna be there. Oh my God, Common's gonna be there. Yeah, bro.
That's wonderful.
I know. He was at the last one, and I didn't know he was there. And then I saw him come out on stage, and I was like, "Oh, I was like, that's very weird, but okay." Yeah.
Shit.
I was like, "Fucking sick." I'm like watching a free show of Common right now, like this is crazy. But awesome. Yeah, dude, he's cool. But I've never met him, but like I want to meet him one day. That would be so cool. But basically, yeah, I would donate to a charity, and I would probably make some music. You can't really buy music though. I wouldn't buy music. Like that's the thing though. It's like I don't know what to do with money. Like I'm just kind of like I don't know. I guess I'd pay my rent.
I'd pay my
rent and I'd pay my bills with it, and then I would give to charity.
Okay, and that's a good ass day.
Yeah, it's a good ass day. You feel good when you donate to charity.
I mean, yeah, if you're donating like $900 million in charity, like
oh shit, you better feel good.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Damn.
I feel great for a while too. I've been feeling great for a hot second.
Yeah. Yeah, it's great to donate to like a charity, and like, I think like I'm playing for like kids tomorrow that like don't have homes or foster kids that have been abandoned, all that stuff. And like I remember like last year, like I played a gig there, and bro, like there was a whole ass line of people trying to take pictures with me, and I was like, this is crazy. Like I was like I have much more respect for you guys, so I'm happy to take a picture with you, like for real, like turning the tables and shit. If you ever want to take a picture of me, I'm happy to take it with you, not of me, but for you, which I've never really had someone stop me in the street like, yo, let's take a picture together, Elisia Savoca. But one day,
not a time, just give it a second.
Yeah, give it a second. But no, I don't really like. That's the thing is like I'm not in music for fame. I'm in it because I love the fact that I get the opportunity to release music for you. I like the fact that I'm doing music for the community rather than the aspect of like I want to be a star. Fuck no, I don't care about that. Like that's one thing. It's like it's like not a need, like it's nothing, like it's nothing compared to playing music on a stage with people just hanging out with you, and it's not even like billions of people, it's just a couple, like it's like playing shows and stuff. I actually am playing a show tonight at Hotel Cafe. But it's just great, like the opportunity I get to actually stand on a stage and talk to people about like what I believe in. And like, I think that's powerful in itself. I don't really believe in the fact of like, I want money and riches and like all that stupid shit. I think it's overrated. I think, if I profit from what I'm doing, like, I think it's great because I'm making a living out of it and I get to do it forever. And like, I think that's awesome, but I don't see it as I have 100 racks of money. Like I have stacks of money and I'm going to like throw it in your face. Fuck that. I don't really believe in that. I don't believe in that whole shit, but there's people out there that love that. So I ain't hating on you. If you love doing that, fucking live your life, baby. I don't give a fuck. But basically, yeah, I think it's the fact of like, individuality, freedom, coming to my own person, doing my own thing, playing music on a stage, playing guitar, you know, like that makes me happy. The fact that like I can play music for you all day, you know, like I don't fucking care. I think I have so much respect for those people. Even the guy serenading me on FaceTime that I was just talking about earlier, respect.
Okay.
I have respect for the people that like were in my life to show me some bad shit. I still have respect for people that like bullied me in high school. Like I have respect for them because they were here to show me some shit, you know, like that, like, yeah, I'm a little weird, but it's a good thing, you know, like it's a fucking amazing, great ass thing. I'm born this way, baby. But yeah, so I think it's a great thing to make music. I'm like rambling on here, but you know what I'm saying. It's great. I love making music for people and playing for people. It's awesome. But yeah.
All right. Well said. But honestly, that's all I got as far as
hey, let's go.
So that's gonna wrap up this episode. And yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna cut whatever.